All right, welcome to IntyCenter Live 1957. We haven't done one of these in a while, but I figure, what the hell, why not? Let's go ahead and get started with this week in FODEUSS. Well, not really a full week. Again, just 3 days coming up. I have no idea what's going to happen. I have not looked at any of these games yet, haven't even simmed them. We're looking at games on Wednesday, September 4th, 1957. Going to go ahead and hit that auto play button right now, and we will see what happens. And our first game is Northern Shores Gales of November at the Every City Bandwagoners. And Northern Shores opens up a can in the first inning. They score 6 runs in the first inning. Let's see what happened there. We're going to go ahead and open up the log for this one. Let's see. Richie Ashburn had a 2-run triple. Dave Bancroft had an RBI double. Again, 6 runs in the first inning for Gales of November. That's going to be enough for them to hold on. That's because Christy Mathewson, again, now that he's escaped the tyranny of DP4M, doing pretty well. 8 1/3 innings in this one. Only 6 hits allowed, 2 runs given up. And again, the Gales take this one 7-3. Our second game of the day, that's going to be Let's Play 2 at the Family Madrigal. And let's see, Greg Maddox and Walter Johnson both pitch at least 9 innings. You know this one's going extras. I'm going to tell you what happened in the top of the 9th. Because in the top of the 9th, it was actually 3-0 to the Family Madrigal. And they got the first 2 outs, Ernie Banks and Hank Aaron striking out and grounding out. But Frank Thomas got a single. Eddie Matthews got a single. Ryan Sandberg got a double. That scored Frank Thomas. Buster Posey got an RBI single. That scored Eddie Matthews. It also scored Ryan Sandberg. Ben Zobrist would pinch hit. He'd be retired. We go to the 10th inning. Let's see. 1-2-3 inning for Let's Play 2 batting. And then in the bottom of the 10th, Greg Maddox gives up a 1-out walk to Bresnahan, a 1-out single to Hugh Duffy. He gets replaced by Trevor Hoffman. Hoffman issues another walk to load the bases, and then a sac fly from King Kelly ends it, and that'll be all. So it's an extra inning 4-3 win for the Family Madrigal. We'll go on then and let's see. Amazings taking on Game of Throws. Amazings. Wow. 9-2 winners in this one. Dizzy Dean only goes 6 1/3, only gives up 2 runs, does scatter 9 hits. Sudden Sam McDowell, 2 2/3 of 1-hit relief. Let's see what happened there. Joe Morgan had a homer. Jimmy Fox had a homer. And let's see, 3 ribbies from Wee Willie Keeler. That's a pretty good game for Amazings. They will take that. They get their 81st win of the season as they are rounding into playoff form. Let's see, a shack of their own. Man, bats were going and the arms were going. Stratton, 5-hit shutout against the Zodiac Guardians. They chase Nolan Ryan in the 5th. He gives up 7 runs in 4 2/3 innings. Let's see, home runs from Denny Lyons, Garfield the Cat, and Norm Cash. 3 ribbies from Denny's, 3 ribbies from Garfield. Just a whooping all around. I'm not sure we should even count them as whoopings when it happens to the Zodiac Guardians. But, you know, you take what you can get. When you can get it, you can only play who's on the schedule. All right, the Demon Bags and Scythy trying to figure out which meek team can find some momentum here down the stretch and not let DP flip into the playoffs. Herb Score and Satchel Paige gave us a dandy. Score gives up 2 runs on 3 hits, but Satchel Paige, complete game, 2-hit shutout. He'll get the win and move to 18-8. Looks like a bases loaded walk to Ken Griffey Jr. Brought in the first run in the 2nd, and a bag and a half single in the 6th. Brought in the other one. Hard luck loss for Sean. And surprisingly, not a hard luck loss for Wang there, as the Demon Bags take that opener 2-0 in a series that really both teams need, but obviously only one team can get. Last set of games, performance enhancers against Stone Temple Seattle Pilots. Man, Matt Harvey, 9 innings, 6 hit, shutout, strikes out 11 enhancers. Jacob deGrom gives up 4 runs in 8 innings, but he'll take the loss. It looks like Julio hit a home run in this one. Looks like Heavy Johnson had a couple of ribbies. And again, a 4-0 win for the Pilots as they open that series and really are cementing themselves as the at least best regular season team in FODEUSS this year. And when have we ever seen a Seattle team be the best regular season team and not win the championship? Sorry to rub salt in your wounds there, Tom, but you'll forgive me because your team's doing pretty well this year. All right, let's move on to the 5th then. Again, I haven't seen any of these. I'm going to go ahead and hit this auto play button today. All games today. And we will start. Holy shit, before I get to it. Man, another dominant performance from Tom's pitching staff. We'll get there in just a second. I'm looking at top performers, and it's Dave Brown and Guy Hecker, both pitching into the 12th inning. Holy crap, can't wait to get to that one. But we're going to go in order again. We're going to start with Northern Shores in every city. Again, it's a big first inning in this one. This time, it's only 3 runs, but it's a Ron Santo 3-run homer off J.R. Richard in the first. It's Shane Bieber getting his 15th save of the season, and it's a 4-1 win for the Gales of November as they roll once again. Pretty good performance there. Obviously, a little bit too late for them in this season, but good to see them staying competitive and playing spoiler down the stretch. Heel sweating out that 0.99999% on his playoff probability with every loss. Let's see. Let's Play 2 had an 8-run first inning as they just opened up a can on Madrigal. They're going to win this one by a final score of 10-3. Let's see. Hank Aaron had a bases-loaded triple in the first inning. Let's see what else happened. RBI single from George Sizzler. RBI single from Andre Dawson. Who else had some RBI? I don't even know who else. Sack fly from Rogers Hornsby. So, yeah, 8-0 after 1. Final score is 10-3. That was Booker McDaniel. I know DP wanted to go with the opener strategy this time around, but Booker only goes 1/3 of an inning as he gets shellacked in this one. But that'll do it. Max Scherzer, 2 runs allowed on 5 hits over 7 innings, and Fergie Jenkins with a couple of good innings in relief. Let's go ahead and move on to our 3rd game of the day. It's going to be Game of Throws at Amazings. Now, this one was pretty close. It was 4-2 heading into the 9th inning, but looks like Game of Throws puts up 6 in the top of the 9th to make it a laughing matter. Looks like a bases loaded double from Ernie Lombardi. A couple other big hits in the inning. It looks like there was a throwing error in E7. It's going to cost you every time. So there we go. Jose Rio, complete game, gives up 2 runs on 7 hits. It's a 10-2 win for Game of Throws. All right. Shack of Their Own and Zodiac Guardians, not a blowout in this one. Each team gets a run in the 4th. We stay 1-1 heading into the 6th inning. Let's see what happens in the 6th inning. I'm going to open up the game log because I want to find out what happens. 6th inning. Oh, man. Single by Tip O'Neill to open it, followed by a walk and a sac bunt. A wild pitch scores the go-ahead run. That's Tip O'Neill scoring on a wild pitch. Sounds like the MLB playoff game last night. That's the last run scored. It ends up as a 2-1 win for a Shack of Their Own. I mean, good starts from both Madison Bumgardner and Gaylord Perry, and the 21st save of the season for Howie Paulette. So 2-1 win for a Shack of Their Own. Let's see. Another great pitching performance in the Scythie and Demon Bag series. Bob Gibson, complete game, 6-hit shutout. He outduels Grasshopper Jim. Grasshopper Jim gives up 4 runs on 9 hits over 7 innings. So that's going to even that series at a win apiece. Looks like Roberto Clemente had a couple of hits and a couple of runs batted in. And George Davis and Stan Musial each hit solo homers to help back Gibson in that one. It's a big win for Scythia. That series tied at 1. You got to think whoever wins that rubber match, they're going to feel a lot better about their playoff chances than the other team. And now, kind of hinted at this one earlier, it's even better than what I first described. Holy crap. I could not have imagined that this game would look so epic. This game was scoreless. Both Hecker and Brown, scoreless, complete games if their teams had given them even one goddamn run. Neither of them could. So we go into extra innings in this one. Hold on. I got to get a screen grab of this one and post it into the thread because, man, 9 innings, no runs, 10 innings, no runs, 11 innings, no runs. This is just nuts. I cannot believe what we're seeing. I mean, a wasteful day from the Pilots at the plate for the most part. They had 11 hits in this one compared to just 4 for the Enhancers. But it is the Pilots who get the hits when they finally matter. The bottom of the 12th, it's a 1-out double from Dobie Moore and then a walk-off 2-run homer from Fred Lynn that finally ends that one. Again, 12 innings, 2-0, and no relief pitchers. So just kind of crazy. Hard to believe that kind of game happens, but it's that's FODEUSS for you. It's part of why we love it here, the baseball draft, because we get epic games like that. Going to go ahead, upload this one live. Y'all are going to see me live on IntyCenter uploading things to the thread to make people cry. So let's go ahead over. Apparently I didn't click post, and I've been talking to myself. I figured nobody was going to join, but it was impossible. So we'll go ahead and post that. Again, I don't think anybody's going to join, but that's why we've got this thing recorded for a replay. So I'll get that one posted. Can't believe I did that. That was an accident. Definitely was not trying to do that. Oh, well, it happens. All right. So that's 2 days worth of games done. A lot of excitement so far. Can't believe we had a game with no runs until the 12th inning. What do they think this is? A Cleveland Guardians playoff game? All right, we've got all those. Let's go ahead and finish today. And we will go ahead and let's auto play all games today. Let me pull the screen back up where I'm recording. All right, here we go. Last set of games. And we'll start, Heels trying to add some more 0.9s to his playoff probability. He wins a squeaker. It's a 2-0 victory in the finale against the Gales in November. Kevin Brown, 5-hit shutout, strikes out 7. Phil Niekro gives up 2 runs on just 3 hits. It's a home run from Juan Soto. And then it's let's see, where was the other run scored in the 6th? Came on a sac fly. That was after Soto had reached on an error by the third baseman. So definitely a hard luck loss for the Gales. That's kind of their slogan for the year. We'll see if that slogan keeps up next year or not. But, we will hope for MN Jedi's sake that all of the bad karma that they're racking up this year comes back and evens out next year with some good karma. Now, let's see how DP's strategy to use an opener went. Said to give Zach Greinke a maximum of 9 batters faced. He faced 9 batters. He got 6 outs. He gave up 3 hits. He did give up 2 runs, but they were both unearned. Turned it over to the bullpen from there. But let's see, Madrigal did eventually turn it around. After they were down 2-0, they got a 5-run 4th inning. They end up winning this one 9-5. Tris Speaker had a 2-run double in that 4th inning. Let's see. So he had 2 ribbies. He had 2 hits. Frankie Frisch also had 2 hits in 2 ribbies. And again, that's a 9-5 victory for Madrigal. They continue to put the heat on the teams that are just barely in front of them in that last chase for the 4th wild card. It's going to be an interesting end to the season for sure. All right, so after a blowout and a tight game, we got something kind of in the middle from Zodiac Guardians and a shack of their own this time. It's a 6-3 win for a shack of their own. That's going to be the 13th straight loss for the Zodiac Guardians. It was tied at 3 heading into the 8th inning, the bottom of the 8th, though. Shack of their own going to take over this one. You scroll to that one. It's a 3-run homer from the pinch hitting Mickey Cochrane. That's going to be all they do. And it's a 6-3 win and a sweep for a shack of their own. So we're going to keep on keeping on, and we'll get over to our final game between Amazings and Game of Throws. This one is Warren Spahn. He had a couple of rough starts when he first got activated after the rotator cuff injury, but he's rounding into form here. He tosses a 6-hit complete game, gives up 2 runs. Both those runs are solo homers. He gave up home runs to Darrell Evans and Frank Howard, but he gets some good back from his offense. Ty Cobb had 3 hits. Turkey Stearns drove in a couple of runs, and again, that's a 5-2 win for Amazings. They're not quite officially clinched yet, but FODEUSS Fangraphs thinks that there's no chance in hell they don't end up winning at least a wild card spot. So, all right, last 2 games. Let's see, performance enhancers to get out a little bit of that frustration after that no runs in a 12-inning loss the day before. They're going to take the finale here on getaway day. 2 hits each from Robin Yount and Carl Yastrzemski, as well as Kirby Puckett. Vita Blue posthumously tosses a 3-hit complete game, gives up 2 runs, only one of them earned. Manages to beat the Toad Ramsey. By his standards, a very bad start. Complete game, gives up 10 hits. 5 runs allowed, 4 of them earned, only 2 strikeouts. Raises his ERA up over 1 again, up to 1.15. It's going to be, a terrible start by Toad standards, but, something that pretty much every other pitcher in the history of the world would take as a quote-unquote bad starting. And, Matt, for the 3rd time in 3 games, one team gets shut out in the Sithy Demon Bag series. We probably should have seen that coming if we're being honest. This time it is Fernando Valenzuela getting the shutout. It's a 6-hit shutout. He strikes out 8. He walks 5, gives up 6 hits. Pud Galvin takes the loss. 3 runs allowed on 9 hits. Again, nobody needs to go to their bullpen in this one. It's an Ichiro RBI single in the 2nd. Al Simmons with an RBI single in the 2nd as well. And Al Rosen, a solo homer in the 6th. That's 1, 2, 3. That's all the runs in that game. And that's going to make it a final there. So we'll get everything else posted here in just a little bit towards the end of my workday. But that's going to do it for IntyCenter Live. We want to say, John Montgomery Ward, we miss you. Get healthy soon, buddy. And we'll see you all next time for another whip around. FODEUSS.